What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone between it? Guess what? I'm here with... What's your name again?
We're just lost. There's no silver lining in the stars. There's no hidden meaning. We're just lost, and that's enough for us.
So, first of all, I have something for you. And in order to give it to you, I'm going to have to play with matches. Congratulations on 1,000 streams. It's a little strawberry cheesecake. Uh-huh. Editing booth Cody here. I'm still working on this area in the back. But yeah, so there are a few little problems here. My internet connection's been real bad. I have CenturyLink, and this interview actually happened on the day when CenturyLink went crazy down almost over the whole country in spots. So it could be that. I don't know. Could be other stuff. But yeah, my video isn't going to be real great in this. Sorry. We've been kind of thinking about this interview for a little while. Like, since June.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots going on this year that's happened since we last talked.
Oh yeah, a lot. But we're finally here, finally doing this, and even though it's been months since June, I kind of want to keep it the same theme.
Let's
So
do it.
we're still going to talk about your new music, like Silver Linings, because I want to get into that. But I also want to do some more like sort of gay-centric questions and like pride-themed stuff. It's, things like that.
Definitely.
But obviously, let's start with Silver Linings because that is such an amazing song. I've been loving it so much.
That's amazing.
And yeah, like I loved it so much that I managed to film and edit together an entire thing without even listening to the song.
That was so cool.
That was honestly like the most interesting time because like I would listen to like half a second just to figure out like where it jumped from the verse to the chorus and just so I could like keep the theme, but I didn't listen to it. I was just like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna? And honestly, it was so fun. It wasn't a patch on your video, but I really enjoyed it.
No, that's to do that like blind like that. I think that's so cool. And like I said, you got the whole vibe and like the narrative I was going for with like very little clues. So
Yeah.
that's so fun. Really
I
cool.
mean, if you had made one more post about cactus juice, like
I was trying to hint at where it was going. I just you got the Avatar reference. We've been binge watching we watched The Last Airbender and Korra, so
is it that I need to watch the shows because I honestly I know Avatar because I know friends who like Avatar. So like I only really like know through the references.
Oh, it is
So
so
I
worth.
haven't yet watched it myself.
Yeah, I think you'd really like it. It's just the storytelling for like a cartoon or like a kids show like that is just it holds up so well. Like however many years later, I think it's just so well done.
Although I think like generationally, we always end up like underestimating like kids shows and such because you look back at things like Courage or like Avatar in this case, Adventure Time, and especially like obviously Steven Universe, which is like really next level in that. I think that there's always like a lot of room for kids shows to play with that. I know like I reread the Animorphs book series about a year ago or such, and I just had to keep putting the books down and stopping because like, wait, this was in a kid's book? Wait, they actually tackled this? What?
Was that a show too? Or is that
Oh my god, it was a horrible, horrible Nickelodeon. Back before Nickelodeon had any budgets. And it was cute, but it was bad.
I would say I have like I don't know how old I was, but I just like that was like a vague remember and like I feel like I remember things turning like kids turning into animals and that was like I remember
Yep.
when they pass around the books you could buy every once in a year in spring they would like that was always the ones I was interested in.
I was crafty. I went to the Safeway. I managed to get the books like when they were sold into stores. I didn't have to wait for the Scholastic Book Fair.
That's what a Scholastic. You got
Yeah. Silver Linings is it's very different. Like you did say, it has like this sort of slight Gardens in the Summer vibe of being a very smooth and, but at the same time, it really does have a strong beat to it. It feels very sort of pop, and I feel like it has a lot more focus, whereas Gardens in the Summer is more meandering. Like even though Silver Linings isn't about having a direction, it feels sort of directed.
that's cool.
So yeah.
No, I like that because I think that's like I said, I'm a huge fan of pop music, so I think that in writing that kind of structure and thing is always in my mind. So, but yeah, no, that's cool. I think that it kind of does feel like a sister track to Gardens to me because it's like they both have this. It's kind of the dream pop thing I've been doing, but with a bit more of like a folk inkling to it. So yeah, I kind of been putting them together, but I like hearing that it feels more clear because I feel like with every song I've been putting out, it does feel like I know my viewpoint as an artist becomes more clear too, I think.
And I don't know, like for me in a way, it sort of gave off slight Kylie Minogue. Abide with what was the song she did? Confide in Me.
Oh my,
That's it.
I will take that comparison and run with it. You could not have complimented me more.
Let's be honest. I could have referenced any Kylie Minogue song and you would have taken the
No,
compliment.
I'm about to. I have like a giant poster of Kylie like right here that I was about to put down as you said that. I love her so much.
Like with Silver Linings, I was like, what's sort of your influence? What was it like something that really brought the lyrics to life for you on this one?
I
If
think
that makes sense.
yeah, no, definitely. I think lyrically for this, like I said, I think a lot of times I do start with the melody, and that's kind of usually what I found first. But
Yeah.
when I started getting to the lyrics, the chorus kind of is what I wrote, just like as I was like kind of gibberish singing. It just kind of that part came to me because like I do often feel like that way. Like I feel like there's always a part of your life where where people tell you where you're supposed to be, and you're just kind of you don't feel like you're there yet, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's just about feeling lost in life, and then kind of from that standpoint of yeah, being lost and learning to accept it, go with the flow, and not care. I kind of just pieced together this storyline that kind of fit fit what I was doing with the album. And I could feel like I could say it's an album now since maybe it's happening.
It's
uh,
it's an album coming out in installments.
yes,
It's a penny
exactly.
dreadful of an album.
I know. I'm really like asking people to stay in for the long haul here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I love storytelling and trying to like I said, put myself in a place with the sound and then the lyrics. And I'm just it's so cool with this song especially. It just feels like people are getting it. And I've been getting a lot of messages of people saying that they totally understand what I'm doing. And like I said, because for me it's like it's obvious to me because I wrote it, but like to see this like clicking with other people, it's really cool.
Yeah. It's like as an artist, I always say that there's the two things that an artist has: what their interpretation is and what the audience interpretation is. And like you can't really invalidate one or the other because like
Yeah.
the author is always going to have their own meaning and message behind it, and that's going to be true for them. But you shouldn't discredit what the audience feels because it's their own experience as they take it in.
I
Yeah.
100% agree. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why I like writing more like story-based lyrics because when I do get messages, that's what it is. It's like people saying that they put themselves in it or something like that. Just,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Or in my case, I totally misheard the lyrics and came up with something totally different until I looked a genius. Idea of Silver Linings being about like you're supposed to be on this certain path and you're just not there. Well, obviously, I think I've talked about it to you and just in general, my whole coming out story that I came out really, really late. I was 27 and 10 months old when I came out. I'm 30 right. I mean, I'm 21 and 3/4 now. Yeah, I'm 30 right now. Oof. Not fun.
That's the thing. I think with gay people, it's you don't you don't get to like live your adolescent years oftentimes, especially like 10 years ago, as you wanted to. So it's like I feel like it's like even all through your 20s and into your 30s, I feel like you're like catching up
You're
and
kind
making
of
up all the
yeah.
stuff you wanted to do, and I think that's do it.
Yeah.
So,
Because when you're going through that whole like first relationship stage, you're just like trying to learn yourself, trying to, and then on top of all that, I'm freaking autistic, so it's like it's already hard enough socializing. Now I've got to But I guess like I was going into there, like for me, the coming out late and such, like that's definitely one of those things. Because with the younger gay guys out there, you're seeing them, they're like 18 and coming out, they're 22 already having relationships and all this, and 16. There's 16 and 15-year-old kids that go to my work and they're all like fully out. It's like, how? I'm so proud of you guys, but also, how?
I think it's so
But
cool.
yeah, what was your coming out like?
It was slow, I guess. It was like a gradual thing. Like I I like I think it got to a point for me where I was just like it was eating me away on the inside and I couldn't it was like affecting me in like in a really bad way emotionally where I just felt like I was alone and not like meeting anyone. And this was just like after school, so like I was like, you know what I mean? So it's like your friends are gone, you don't have
Yeah.
anyone else. So then it's just like your time to be alone. And I was just like I felt like I had nothing. And then I was suppressing myself the whole time by like I don't know because I feel like I was like in denial for a long time about it because growing up it's like that it was bad. Like everyone told me it would be
Oh yeah.
bad, and I didn't have. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times too, you have that person who's gonna who kind of shows you it's gonna be okay if it happened. I never had that. Like I never had anyone in my
Yeah.
life who would be like, if you did come out, it would be okay. So I think that that's for me what kind of I like kind of did it when I came out. It was in like installments. Like first, like I like met my boyfriend, and then I like came out to my best friend, and then I came out to my mom, and then I came out to my sister. Like it was very like slow because I think I
And
just I
there's still two women in the next village that don't know.
yeah exactly. But I think it was like a hesitation because like I said I had no one to tell me that like if I came out, it would be okay. So I was like, every person I did it with, I had no idea how they would react, or you know what I mean. It was scary for sure, but you know, I think just talking about like suppressing things, I felt like that weight was lifted like instantly of like not having to feel like, wait, am I acting a way that doesn't seem straight, or am I like standing in a certain way that people are gonna think I am gay? It's so not like that was like instant relief. And like you said, to the fact that there are now like people like 16 or even younger, I feel like that could grow up and not even have to worry about that like really at all is just like obviously we still have quite a ways to go, but
Yeah.
just the change in the past 10 years is like incredibly awesome.
You met your boyfriend before you came out.
Yes. Hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
because sorry.
no, I was like I was gonna do the therapist. So let's hear more about that.
Like it was the thing of like I said where I think I was emotionally on the inside at the time just like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I said, I just felt like I was in a bad place because I felt like I had no one and I couldn't try to do anything because I was hiding a part of myself. And like I said, I think that having someone at that time to help me through it was honestly it was perfect. Like looking back on it, it just like you said. And then when I did finally come out to everyone else, you know, it wasn't nothing bad happened. That's why I was definitely not. It was definitely not looking for it. It was kind of just luck, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that happens with a lot of people. Is you especially like at any age like that, you really don't know what you're looking for. So it's hard, just all across the board. I think it's hard for everyone at that age to commit. Definitely.
No silver lining. That kind of perfectly came around full circle right there.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So let's see, like, since coming out, like, has it really like done anything in your life? Have you like tried to expand yourself in that sense, or since you like already have the relationship and such, like, have you just sort of like, all right, this is me, and kept it in there? And has it like not gone further than using the hashtags on Instagram?
I think, like, for me, just my sense of pride is just being able to be completely who I am and not worry about it. Not, like you said, there's not that thing in your head being like, if I wear this, people will judge me. If I do this, if I say it this way, or if I make this joke, you know what I mean? It's just being able to 100% just be comfortable in your skin in that moment. And that was, for me, the biggest change. And it was just a huge, that weight was lifted to not constantly be in my head, because I'm in my head enough about everything else. So I don't need that extra weight in there. So for me, that's 100%. It was just being able to, like I said, where I work, I'm just able, like, I don't hide anything. They know who I am and who I'm with, and it's just a part of me. So I think it's
You're
just,
not having to stop yourself and say, me and my roommates.
yeah, exactly. Not everyone has that luxury, so it's like I'm very, it's like I said, appreciative, and because people definitely struggled and did all the things that made it so easy for me in the past. So
So your next single is going to be a duet.
yes, 100%. It is a duet, and yeah, I'm that song again. Both Silver Lining and this next one were written like during the time of the EP and were intended for the album. So they're all kind of still fit the same sound and everything. So you can expect something like in that same like landscape of dream pop. But I don't know when I'm gonna finish it, but sometime in the fall.
Fingers crossed there. So I guess like since you say like it's all part of the EP, the same sort of album in this mood that has been going on through most of 2020 so far.
Mhm.
I guess the question I would ask is, are there any songs that you have like in the works, sort of planned like for the rest of these releases that might not be a part of that album, that might be like a little bit more off to the side, or maybe indicative of what your next big project might be?
Yes, 100%. I have like I'm always like writing, so I'm just constantly writing. I have like so many demos and so many like half-started instrumental pieces put together. But I definitely know where I want to go next, and it's frustrating. It's not, that's not the word, I guess. It's like me because I'm a fan of so many different genres. Like I think both of us have that, like where we're like we love stuff from now plus like stuff from the past however many decades. So it's like whenever I'm listening to, I'm absorbing and I get inspired and I want to make something like that almost like from that era or whatever that's inspiring me. So I like constantly go back and forth. But yeah, I have a song that's already been mixed that I want for my next project. Um,
Ooh.
so that song's already done, and it's very early '60s, but in a different way. I think it's more of the like um, I want to say like Ricky Nelson, Frank Sinatra, kind of like smooth, like jazzy, romantic pop. I think it's more has a jazzier element to it, which I'm excited about.
What are, we'll keep it short, 4 songs you would like to do covers of?
Oh goodness. Oh God. That is so,
Should I expand it, make it 10?
no, it's honestly it's hard because like I like doing covers, but like um it's like I always enjoy doing it, but I like also really love writing, so it's like there's a part of me that feels like I'm restricting myself when I'm doing covers. I'm like,
Yeah.
but there was there's a song, I don't know it's called The Ballad of the Sad Young Men. Have you heard that?
Yes,
A few people have sung
I
it.
love that. Yeah.
That's been at the top of my list forever. I've wanted to do that song, and that when I do a cover, that's what it's going to be. I also really want to do um, um, Pretty Blue Eyes. That's another really old song. I really want to do that. And what's it? I don't know. Maybe another, like I said, I would love to do another Ricky Nelson or like Bobby Darin song. Because like I said, I've been into those like guys lately still. Or even like, I also, Autumn Leaves by Frank Sinatra. I would love to do.
Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite one of his songs, and it is about to be fall. So like I've had that in my mind too.
Although for me, Autumn Leaves will always be a Streisand song.
Oh,
And
see, that's so many
yeah,
people like, yeah, I love that. I know we've
yeah,
talked about that, how like there's so many like songs. It's like you could say I know this version, but five other people from that decade sang it too. It's so cool.
yeah. For me, like the Streisand one, just because again, like that was like one of the main artists I grew up on. Hashtag How did my mother not know? But also too, I love it. I love it because she also sings the I think at least part of the French version that the song was like taken from. Because like so many of those like 50s to 60s songs were like taken from French songs, Spanish songs, and they weren't even really translated. They just sort of like had new lyrics put over them. That you already got asked this question in the last interview you did with someone else, but what are some gay artists that particularly are like attracting your attention right now? And yeah.
Yeah. I like I said, I first I just want to give a shout out to my like favorite accounts for this, The Art of Being Queer and Q Review. They're both like been so supportive of me, and then not only that, but then they spread so many queer voices, and I just like love what they're doing. Like they're not big enough. I just feel like it's so awesome what they're doing and how much support they give, and like completely like free promotion to like queer voices. It's just so cool. So that, but I am loving Bronze Avery. He just released a song. It's called Risky Time. Super good. So look up Bronze Avery. And then I think, yeah, like speaking of that, I'm still obsessed with Jay Scott's Adoration EP.
Uh,
So smooth. If you're like into like 90s R&B, totally worth checking out. Another one of my friends, Yavin on Instagram, he
uh,
just a song called Hot. Again, great pop song. Like there's just so much awesome queer music out there. Like if you know where to look, you'll find some
yeah.
really great stuff.
And I feel like there's been a lot of really good music coming out of the whole quarantine issue too.
Yeah. Again, another queer artist like Orville Peck. I think we're kind of in the same lane of like country, gay country. I love it. And he just put out a new EP too. It's amazing. He has a song with Shania Twain on it. Freaking so good. Obsessed with it.
That's jumping up there. Like,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah, so like oh. And then oh yeah, Troy's EP, that's the one we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm dying to hear what you think about Troye Sivan's EP.
it's 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 really I enjoyed the listen. I did.
Yeah.
I thought it was I feel like you could see the progression from Blue Neighborhood to the EP. It just feels like it feels Bloom, but more like indie and experimental dance pop.
Yeah.
It's not whereas Bloom had the kind of pop song structure to almost all the songs. This one really was just like I don't know. It still felt like dance pop, but in a more experimental way. I think Stud is my favorite. I think that song is cool.
Stud is gorgeous. Because I mentioned in my React, like I feel like it's one of the songs he really just like put the lyrics to the side. It was like, here's a good melody to like build the structure out, and then he just took the music and went 150% on that, and it is so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But also that little instrumental break at the end of "Take Yourself Home."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The production work I love, and even like there's like I don't even know if it's like in Easy, it's like I don't know, flute, but it's like a vocoder on it. It's really trippy.
Yeah.
Really like it.
And I love to like the thing he's been doing with like the little cheap at-home music videos for it, just
Yeah.
like slapping a whole bunch of effects on something he recorded on his phone or with one of his cameras lying around.
I know I've loved seeing like how people are being creative right now.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, I'm ready for the things to be back to normal, but I'm glad to see people making the most of it.
Yeah. It's definitely been interesting. It's been like taking the best of a bad situation and just turning it into something that's
Oh,
beautiful and unique in a way. Because I don't think music's ever going to be like it is right now with a lot of the things people are doing and trying, like the creativeness they're putting out. I don't think we're ever going to see anything quite like this because just
yeah.
that whole sort of enforced isolation and just being shut out of all the stuff that especially big label artists just took for granted and not having that now. It's like amazing.
Yeah, I think that I mean I've been saying this like around just in general, but this year really it's just like it's a history book year, and I think that the music will be documented 100% like that. That
Uh,
like some of these songs will be
like the
the
stuff from January and February just doesn't feel like it's from the same era as the stuff from like June and March, and
yeah,
it has been like such a leap. I've heard someone dropping a few little like hints and ideas and wishes about merch.
oh goodness. Yeah, I know. I've had because it started like a few people asked me, maybe one of them I'm talking to, asked me about it, and the more I've gotten it, like the question about vinyl and that, it's like I would love to do it. So I'm working on it. I found a few good options, but like I mean, I don't know if you've ever looked into it before, but it's like it's a lot to because now that you're like you have to set up the store, and that's like a monthly fee, and then it's
Yeah.
like and on top of that, you have to buy a lot of things in bulk if you're selling them yourself, and that's expensive. The only thing that would be easy for me would be making the stuff. I could make
Yeah.
the stuff. I have so many ideas, and like I said, I design all my own stuff anyway, all my own like cover art and promo material. So I'm excited to like do it. I have so many great ideas that I think people would really like who are like into my music. So hopefully, in the next coming months, I think I know what all the platform I'm going to use and the best way to do it. So it's coming. That vinyl, hopefully by the end of the year.
Would you like have any sort of plans or ideas for like the Pride season next year or maybe some of the ones in the future? Especially hopefully if you get more famous and more of a name and you could like get in on that like gay musician circuit and like maybe be brave enough to actually do a live performance.
Oh, I know. I would love. I mean, that's my dream to move back, like move back to LA. That's like I would love to do that. And I know like just the collaboration and the community, the like musician community out there is like super tight. I would like love to be a part of it. So I mean, hey, if music works out, that's my first thing. Buying my plane ticket. But yeah, I mean, I would love to do something more Pride related next year. Like I said, I think this year was like different for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I I would love. I mean, I don't know about what you did. I honestly I watched like a few documentaries, like one on Marsha P. Johnson and stuff like on Netflix about like Stonewall and everything. Like I don't know. I think it's important to like take some time to like educate yourself on how far we've come. And I
Yeah.
think that it was a good year, not a good year, obviously, but I mean, just it was a good time to reflect.
Yeah.
I think that it was like there's so much going on right now all over the world in so many different ways that I feel like it was almost like just there were some good moments for people to learn about different topics that affect people. And I think that that was one way that people, even outside of the community, I felt like it was more real to them too. Like I haven't seen not gay people just like trying to educate themselves more on all these topics that affect us, and especially like with Black Lives Matter and stuff, like people trying to learn, and that's obviously cool.
And it really was like amazing to me, and the best way to just see how seamlessly the whole Pride season like wrapped itself around the Black Lives Matter movement, and
Yeah.
just like all these gay people are like, we're not getting our parades, we're not going to be doing anything for Pride, so we're going to go do this. And just seeing all those people like being out there, and my Instagram stories like blew up. Everyone, the people in the porn industry, the people that are just gay, the gay YouTubers, everyone was like posting them at these protests, at these rallies, and just putting all this information out there. And it was beautiful to see that.
Yeah, no, that's why I think, like I said, this year has been like I said, history book year for sure. But like if things are back to normal next year, I would like love to do something bigger, because definitely more music is coming next year. So I would definitely love to do something big.
So I've been doing, finally, after like saying I'm going to do it for a while, I've finally been getting into like audio stories and audio dramas, and like it kind of got me thinking too, because you have very good stylistic music. Would you ever consider doing stuff more geared towards the idea of like a soundtrack, or just like purely instrumental style music? And what do you think would be like your themes there?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about your project though, because that was really cool. Because like I told you, I like in messaging, I cannot do voices. I embarrass super easily. I don't do accents. I can't do any of that. So I am so impressed. I cannot do that. So that was really cool. And like I said, I'm not hugely versed in the universe, but like I was still like into it. Like you I guess that you should really do like think about like trying to do some like voice acting radio commercials or something.
I mean, sometimes it's hard because you can't exactly turn the voices on and off really quickly.
Yeah.
And other times, of course, they come to you quite simply, and it can be incredibly exciting. Oh yes, very, very masterful interpretations of the voices.
I mean, so you could just have conversations completely on. Well, that's what I was like wondering. So I was glad that you cleared that up. I was like, were you talking in a row, or like you recorded each voice independently? That does make more sense.
Yeah, like actually in the previous ones I did like record each line of dialogue separately. Like I don't know if you saw the mere cracked one I did, but in that one I recorded everything like after each other, because all three voices were distinct enough. It was kind of like easier to do that. And the very first audio I did, Cyberwoman, it was literally just two characters and the narrator. So that one was pretty easy to get out. And it ends up being a little bit easier that way, because it's a lot less like editing, because you pretty much have everything in sequence. But like, I think this one came together a lot easier when I just like did each character all the way through, and I did have to remember how to speak like them.
Well, I thought that was really cool. So yeah, you should do more for sure.
Oh yeah, there's another one coming.
But to answer your question about like soundtracks and stuff like that, I love dabbling in listening to some soundtracks, and it's definitely an idea of mine too, because like I work with my producer Ben on like all my music, and I would love, like I said, I write all my own demos and then produce my own versions and then take them to him, and we kind of like polish them up to get to where they are. But I would love to put out like a mixtape of just kind of like my own production work, and whether that's like just like a minute instrumental piece or a song that like, because like whenever I write, I kind of always have like a goal or a theme that I'm working towards, to kind of just like write songs that aren't like trying to fit a specific theme. Like I said, if it's a pop song, it's a pop song. If it's a ballad, it's a ballad. And if they don't go together, don't care. It's just what it is. So I would love to put out like a mixtape type thing like that. That's kind of just all encompassing
just where you can like break the rules even more and just like have a full
not worry about
although
like,
just I'd say just don't be like Troye Sivan and release a 58-second song. That's the only thing on the EP that pissed me off. Because that had all this beautiful stuff to it. It's like, this is going to be my new favorite song. This is so...
Just kidding. It's like an interlude. I don't...
Yeah.
That's one thing I promise I will never do. I'm not a fan of like interludes and intros. And sometimes it could set the scene. Like, but then, like you said, sometimes when they're really good, you're like, why isn't this 3 minutes longer?
Yeah.
Go back. Disco's like making a comeback. Spoke about like talking about that quick.
Yeah.
I'm here for the disco revival this year. I've been loving it.
Oh, yeah. The one thing I love about revivals of like older eras like this is that thankfully they only ever seem to take the good parts.
That's true. The ones that,
Yeah. Like, I don't think we're going to get another Ethel Merman disco album out of this era of disco. And if you've ever seen it, just as that thought settles in, it's just you start to realize, what the hell? That was an actual thing.
Well, I mean, like I feel like the whole like trend hopping that's been going on since 50s. People have been like, this is everyone's gotta make a disco album now.
Every teenage guy with a pretty good deep voice and not too much acne had to release some track about a teenage girl that died trying to, do something about her one true love.
And those are my favorites.
Yes. I actually have the old 45 lying around somewhere with Teen Angel on it. And
great
that's
song.
just one of those songs that I low-key kind of hate it, but I just love it so much.
I know, there's so much. I love just like there's just like such an innocent romance of that era's music. More so than the actual era, but the music is like romantic.
The music is wonderful, and then you realize what men in the 50s were actually like, and it's like...
Well, that's why it's fun now. I think, like I said, any type of revival, or especially like, or anything like what I'm trying to do with my music, it's like I'm trying to take the elements I like, and I don't know, it's fun to play with those sounds.
Yeah, like play with that whole sort of Rat Pack Frank Sinatra sound, but take away the, excessive amount of drinking and lecherous activity.
Someone just told me, we were just talking about today with my family, that there's like a Frank Sinatra documentary on Netflix right now. And I was like, I'm almost telling you that as a reminder to myself. I need to watch that. I would love to learn, because like I love his music, but I don't know like his whole life story. So that sounds.
I'm always so two-minded about documentaries like that, because I love like being able to learn all that extra stuff and all that, but at the same time, it's like, do I really want to ruin this artist I really, really like?
Some I know some of them aren't that great of people. I know.
Yeah. Okay, what was your favorite Pokemon?
Dragonair, definitely. I love it.
Okay, that is fair.
Vileplume, I love all of Oddish's evolutions too. All the little flowers.
What about Blossom?
Yes, she's great. I like Vileplume more, but still good.
Yeah. Vileplume was so cute, but oh my god, the sprites back in the old era, Vileplume always looks so weird. They could never like get that actual concept of it to look right. They always had like the plants part like going all the way like this while its little head was peeking out, and and then you'd actually get to see the anime and be like, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Oh, I know. Like I that's another thing. I would love to play like some of the newer Pokemon games and some video games in general, but like I said, I always pick something and it's always music. I'm like, if I'm gonna try and use my free time, I'm gonna try and do it productively. So, but I would love to play some of the newer Pokemon games. Because I was into Pokemon Go for a good minute, and then I stopped.
That was the whole interview. It was so super fun, and like, I don't know, I just have so much fun interviewing River, and it's just like really good to bounce off. And there's like a lot I cut out of here that's just us talking about like gaming and drawing again, because we mentioned that the last interview, and just all this other little stuff. And it was a lot to edit, but it's so fun and it goes through so fast just because it's really, really enjoyable. But yeah, this is my new video with River Westin. Our second interview together. There will be more. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And I swear I will have this whole section finished up and the lighting done properly so that this guy isn't here. But yeah, see you guys. Bye! And remember, of course, life only gets better as long as you're working it brick by brick.